Okay, Lillian, we're here on the Ipswich motorway. What plans have we got afoot for today?
Does he do this all the time?
Yes.
We have the expedition. We are about to go onto the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail and ride from Moore to Blackbutt and back. This is supposed to be easy riding up in the hills of the Brisbane Valley, but we haven't seen it yet, so we don't really know what we're in for. Okay, Joel, quick smile for the camera.
I only do grimaces.
We started our journey by following the signs to the rail trail, but it became clear fairly quickly that no train ever followed the same route we were cycling. While the other two decided to go to the bitumen, I decided to try and follow the trail that was indicated. But pretty obviously, this was not the rail trail. There is a flat bit of ground on the right-hand side of the road, and I'm looking at it right now. See that? I reckon that was the railway line. This isn't. Now that we could see the actual rail trail over on the left, we decided to go and get onto the trail proper. I had been wondering how the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail Association dealt with rejuvenating the bridges that used to carry trains. We soon found out they didn't. The bridges went, replaced by a little bit of concrete at the bottom of the creek. Well, that's the other way of dealing with bridge replacement. One thing we're doing a lot of at the moment is stopping and opening gates. You might have thought if you're on a rail trail you'd actually be able to ride for a while without stopping for a break, but in fact this particular rail trail consists mostly of gates. I think we probably just set a record there. I think we went for about 500 metres without having to do a gate. And of course on unicycles there's nothing you love more than jumping on and restarting, especially on rough terrain like this. There is one reason why old railway lines are really great places to go cycling, and that is trains like hills even less than cyclists like hills. Trains like the ground to be really flat and they like it to be really smooth. And when you rip the rails up, what remains of the old railway line is really good riding. It is only a short distance and a large number of gates to get from Moore to the town of Linville. From Linville onwards there are less gates to deal with. It is more open, but it is also a bit dry. This is one of the most barren parts of the trail. My first exposure to rail trails was the Otago Central Rail Trail in New Zealand. And while it's true that New Zealand is the jewel of the world when it comes to scenery, Australian scenery does have a beauty of its own.
Well, maybe I'm talking too soon, but we've gone almost a kilometre now without having to open the gate.
It did seem to be harder than usual to ride, and at the moment we weren't terribly sure why. It became clearer later.
Well, there's a coolish breeze, so...
Yeah. This is one advantage of Queensland most of the time, if you're in the shade and got a breeze.
Yeah. You got a word for the camera, Lillian? Hot. Hot?
I only have 4 little ones.
How is it on the bike? The unicycle's okay, but it's a bit warm.
It's hot.
Hot.
There's not much else to say, but...
Okay. That's not a ride, that's a walk. Okay.
I find myself sort of riding up that hill and then thinking it'll be better when I just get over this rise.
Yeah.
But you realise it's not actually going to happen.
Now the terrain started becoming greener as we entered the Benarkan State Forest. We didn't realise it at the time. We were getting a little bit too tired and too fatigued to really notice at this point.
Okay, we've made it halfway, and we've made an executive decision to bail out, do a U-turn and coast back downhill to Moore. It's really just too hot today. We thought we might be able to get through before it got too hot, but it was 30 degrees when we started at Moore. We've been an hour and a half on the trail. It's not getting any cooler, I can guarantee. There's a little bit of a breeze and we're going to enjoy the downhill. But some other day when it's cooler, we'll come back and we'll finish this off. We have liftoff.
Oh, this is more pleasant already.
In case you can't tell, it was a little bit faster going back on the downhill way.
This direction more to your liking?
I didn't actually notice the heat haze until I came to reviewing the video footage later.
Working hard going uphill, but it doesn't seem that bad. You tend to forget, now that we're going downhill, our pace is considerably higher, and it just feels free and easy.
It is worth spending some time looking around the old Linville train station and carriages, so don't rush past it.
Well, we enjoyed the ride back down the rail trail to Linville. It seemed harder going up, it was pretty quick coming back. The temperature's getting up, and we've basically had enough of stopping and opening gates. It's a curious fact about Australia that if you're on a bitumen road, you don't have to stop and open the gate. Dirt roads maybe, bitumen roads no. and there's a bitumen road that goes from Linville back to Moore. So we've decided to ditch the rail trail and we're going to go bitumen.
There was only one downside to riding on the bitumen, and that is that it was a little bit hotter.
Are we there yet?
Yeah.
Okay, Lily, we're nearly there. How have you enjoyed your ride on the rail trail?
Well, I think I choose hell.
Well, it could be a bit cooler in hell. It's been a tad warm today, hasn't it?
Yeah.
John, any final thoughts as you roll into Moore?
No, my brain isn't working.
You wouldn't be insinuating the heat's got anything to do with it, would you?
Yes, they
Might have a lot.
need lubrication.
Yeah. What happened to the big cheer and hurrah for the finish line?
You might have to re-record it.